Have you ever wondered how Texas, the Lone Star State, regulates its hunting practices? Well, it's a fascinating world, one that's steeped in tradition, yet subject to evolving laws and regulations. Texas hunting laws are designed to balance the rights of hunters with the need to manage and conserve wildlife populations. They're a complex web of rules that govern everything from what you can and can't shoot, to where and when you can hunt, and even the types of firearms you can legally use. First, let's touch on the subject of what animals you can and can't hunt in Texas. This is a critical aspect of hunting laws, as it directly impacts the state's diverse wildlife populations. But it's not just about which animals are fair game, it's also about when they can be hunted. Timing plays a crucial role in ensuring the survival and flourishing of these species. Next, we'll delve into the places where you can hunt, and the specific times when hunting is permitted. Texas is vast, and its landscapes vary from dense forests to open plains. Each of these habitats comes with its own set of rules, and it's essential to know them before setting out on a hunting expedition. And what about firearms? The types of guns you can legally use for hunting in Texas are subject to specific regulations. These laws are in place to ensure safety and ethical hunting practices. Lastly, we'll explore the public sentiment towards hunting. Opinions vary widely, with some seeing hunting as a necessary part of wildlife management and others viewing it as a cruel pastime. It's a topic that stirs up strong emotions, and we'll dive into it head first. So if you're curious about becoming a hunter in Texas, or simply interested in the laws that govern this activity, you're in for a treat. As we unravel the intricacies of Texas hunting laws, you'll discover a world that's as complex as it is captivating. A world that balances tradition with conservation, and individual rights with collective responsibility. So buckle up, it's going to be an enlightening ride. First things first, knowing your target is crucial. So, what's on the menu in Texas? Well, Texas boasts a wide variety of game that's fair for hunting. The Lone Star State is particularly renowned for its deer population. White-tailed deer, to be precise, are a popular target for hunters, offering both a thrilling chase and a rewarding catch. But deer aren't the only game in town. Feral hogs are quite prevalent in Texas, and they're open season all year round. These wild beasts can be quite a challenge to hunt, but they also provide an essential service in managing their overpopulation. Of course, if you're more of a bird person, Texas has you covered too. The state is home to a variety of game birds, from the majestic turkey to the elusive quail. These winged creatures offer a distinct challenge, testing a hunter's skill and patience in unique ways. Now, while there's plenty to aim your sights at, it's also important to know what's off-limits. Texas is home to a number of protected species that are strictly no-go for hunters. For example, the golden-cheeked warbler and the whooping crane are both endangered species that are protected by law. It's illegal to hunt, harm, or disturb these birds in any way. Additionally, certain other animals like the American black bear and the Louisiana black bear are also protected under state law. These majestic creatures are off-limits to hunters, and for a good reason. Conservation efforts are in full swing to help increase their populations. In the end, hunting is about more than just the thrill of the chase. It's about respecting nature and understanding the delicate balance of ecosystems. So before you set out with your gear, make sure you're fully aware of what you can and can't hunt. It's not just about following the law, it's about being a responsible steward of the great outdoors. Remember, a responsible hunter respects the law and the lives of all creatures. Now that we know what we can hunt, the question is where and when can we hunt them? Texas, with its diverse ecosystems, offers a variety of hunting areas, each with its own unique blend of species. From the Panhandle Plains to the Gulf Coast, each region has specific hunting regulations. Always check the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department's website for the most accurate and up-to-date information. Starting with the Panhandle Plains, you'll find a variety of game including deer, pronghorn, and quail. The region is known for its expansive ranches, many of which allow hunting with the proper permissions. Down in the Gulf Coast, waterfowl reign supreme. The region's marshes and bayous make it a prime location for duck and goose hunting. Moving on to the when of hunting, timing is as crucial as location. Texas has designated seasons for different species to ensure sustainable hunting. For instance, white-tailed deer season typically runs from November to January, while turkey season is set for the spring and fall. But here's a crucial point. Always respect private property. If you're hunting on private land, always get the landowner's permission. In Texas, trespassing for hunting purposes is taken very seriously and can result in hefty fines or even jail time. And remember, even if you're hunting on public land, there are still rules to follow. Always familiarize yourself with the specific regulations of the area, and keep in mind that some public lands may require special permits or have unique restrictions. But don't let these regulations intimidate you. They're in place for a reason, to ensure the sustainability of our wildlife populations and the enjoyment of hunting for generations to come. So, whether you're stalking a whitetail in the hill country or calling ducks on the Gulf Coast, always respect the land, the game, and the laws that protect them. Timing and location are just as important as the target itself. Hunting isn't just about the prey, it's about the gear too. So what kind of guns can you legally use in Texas? In the Lone Star State, you have a broad selection of firearms at your disposal for hunting. However, it's essential to know the regulations surrounding their use to avoid any legal complications. Let's dive into some specifics. Rifles and shotguns are a hunter's best friends in Texas, with no restrictions on caliber or gauge. That's right, whether you prefer the precision of a bolt-action rifle or the power of a 12-gauge shotgun, Texas has you covered. Just remember, while the state doesn't limit your choice of firearm, it does expect you to hunt responsibly and ethically. If you're a fan of more traditional hunting methods, you'll be pleased to know that longbows, recurves, compounds, and crossbows are all legal for hunting in Texas. However, keep in mind that crossbows are subject to certain restrictions during archery-only seasons. Now, let's talk about something a bit more modern: suppressors. These devices, also known as silencers, are legal for hunting in Texas. They can help protect your hearing, reduce noise pollution, and prevent the startling of other nearby game. But remember, while Texas permits the use of suppressors for hunting, you must comply with federal regulations to legally own and use one. Another crucial point to note is the legality of light-enhancing devices. Night vision scopes and thermal imaging sights are legal to use for hunting non-game animals like feral hogs. However, the use of these devices to hunt game animals is prohibited. Lastly, let's touch on ammunition. In Texas, there's no restriction on the type of ammunition you can use for hunting, with one exception. Lead pellets are prohibited when hunting waterfowl. Choosing the right gear not only enhances your hunting experience but also ensures you stay on the right side of the law. So, whether you're a seasoned hunter or a novice just starting out, it's vital to familiarize yourself with Texas's hunting regulations to ensure a safe, legal, and enjoyable hunting adventure. Hunters often find themselves in the crosshairs of public opinion. So, what does Texas think about its hunters? In Texas, the subject of hunting can stir up quite a conversation. For some, it's a cherished tradition, passed down through generations. It's an early morning in the blind, a steady hand, a careful aim. It's the respect for the animal, the thrill of the chase, and the satisfaction of self-reliance. Many Texans see hunting as an essential part of their culture. It's woven into the social fabric, a way to bond with friends and family, a rite of passage for young Texans. There's a deep appreciation for the connection it fosters with the land and its creatures. But it's not just about tradition and bonding. Many proponents point to the role hunters play in wildlife management. By keeping certain populations in check, they argue, hunters help maintain a balanced ecosystem. They help fund conservation efforts too, with license fees and taxes on hunting equipment contributing to wildlife protection. But not everyone is on board with hunting. Some Texans view it as unnecessary, cruel, or even wasteful. They argue that in our modern age, there are alternatives to obtaining food and managing wildlife. Critics often point to instances of poor behavior by hunters, trespassing, poaching, or disrespect for the animals and the environment. They argue that these actions tarnish the image of hunting and cause harm to the very wildlife populations it claims to protect. But it's essential to note that these actions represent a minority. Most hunters in Texas are law-abiding citizens who respect the rules, the animals, and the land. They strive to uphold ethical hunting practices, and many are just as outraged by these violations as the critics. The debate over hunting in Texas is, in many ways, a mirror of broader conversations about our relationship with nature. It's a dialogue that's likely to continue as we navigate the challenges of a changing world. Whether loved or loathed, hunters are a significant part of Texas's culture and ecology, and as with any activity, responsible and ethical conduct is key.